I know I don't look the best, getting my neck all like that. I know I don't look the best, and I'm actually going to be looking worse because um I'm going to let my hair, keep growing, no haircuts, no even it out, nothing, and just let it grow while I go through all this. Um, and honestly, this would be like, I feel like maybe like a good documentary if I wanted to, film everything that's going on, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, I can't do that. And the main reason why is, and I kind of did that, I explained that on the video. Um, I mean, YouTube, I have seen the most strangest, dumbest people I've ever seen in my life. And I refuse to give out, information, just personal information and stuff. Because the main thing is there was no awareness how drained, people became obsessed with me. There was no awareness at all. They were, I mean, I'm just saying, I've never seen something like that. So, and honestly, when I kept like looking through social media, it does seem like it's for a bunch of single guys. Not trying to, be insulting, but it's just like grown ass dudes angry over kid movies, angry of the most dumbest crap I've ever seen. And, and that's what it is. So anyway, this video is going to struggle to probably get 100 views because I am late to this review. I was able to see this movie, and then my next movie I will be able to go see is my biggest movie of this year so far would be Mission Possible. There's other movies I am really wanting to see, but I won't be able to do that. Um, like is it called Skinners? I do want to see that about vampires or something, or but I won't be able to. So Mission Possible would be my final video. Review that I could do, probably as a probably, and then near the end of the year I will come and explain everything, at the end, and then you'll understand because it's mainly, why it can't be a documentary, like I said. It's just seeing people that are so drained and there's no awareness how drained they are, and just seeing how, I always remember just seeing like they'll find anything interesting, become obsessed with it, So I figure, no, I'm sharing this on social media, and I have not really seen really married guys and blah blah blah. So, but I will, by the near the end of this year, I will, address everything. Anyways, I did see Snow White, and I knew I was like this thing. I did a video, but I didn't leave it out long. My mom like loves musicals, and I asked her about it on the and she said, what she say? Oh, or whatever. She loves musicals. She loves Wicked. I was watching Wicked, I think yesterday. Every song had the same tone, like the same beat to it. It's like the same songs for Wicked, but it was just like it was almost like I'm hearing the same song but different words. It was like, yeah, I'm not a musical fan. No, the only musical movies I like has been Sweetie Todd and Little Shop of Horrors. Otherwise, I don't know of any other ones I really could, sit through. Um, and I don't know. I think I see a musical as more of a whole bunch of people singing at once where there's not a lead singer. That was a problem with Backstreet Boys. And NSYNC was winning over Backstreet Boys because they had a lead singer. And Backstreet Boy was complaining that, well, all they have is two singers and the rest of them were just singers. And I was like, well, that's why they're successful, because those two singers actually went somewhere a little bit when they went solo, like Justin Timberlake. But so I don't see this movie as a musical, but I will say something about, I do know, like, when I had planned to do a review, I was never going to plan on mention biased, racist people, but I will mention like a little couple of things. Before the movie came out, I thought was, and I said it's about Adam Does Movies. I'm pretty sure that video is still up about Adam Does Movie, using this thing where he got from hate channels that the girl who plays Wonder Woman, how she not the fairest of them all when she's so beautiful. the movie played into that. You know, there was another movie where racers were like trying to attack something. It could be the Marvels, where she goes, you know, when she does that. And they were like trying to, or I don't know, but yeah, but they were trying to act like that was bad acting, but that actually fit with the movie. But there's other, I can't remember what they were. And there's other movies they tried that, and then when you see the movie, actually see it, you know. So the movie went by her being so attractive. That's how she was able to win blah 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 over, and she was into just being beautiful. But you know, I'm just not really a big spoiler. But it's like one of those things like that Adam Does Movies guy. He I think I did see his review when I said I refuse to watch his videos anymore when he started bringing up skin color and blah, blah, blah. I think he said the movie was okay because I think that movie really showed what he is, because that's the message of the movie. The movie showed what he is. All his complaints, the movie showed what that person is. And that's why I thought the movie, like the TV show She-Hulk, was like the main villains were single guys seeing females to be specimens and other things, not as in human beings. And that was the main villain, is internet trolls. And what happened is the movie got internet trolls. So it was like showing it, like it knew what to expect from morons, single dudes and stuff. So yeah, and I think he probably, maybe, hopefully, I don't know, saw himself why he said the movie was okay. And it's not about what makes you fear somehow is your beauty. You know, that's not the main message, but that's like, you know, one of the things is, yeah, it was her beauty that, you know, got her where she wanted to, the evil queen, whatever. One more thing is, I heard her acting was bad, Wonder Woman. No, fine. You know, I saw nothing wrong. And that's the thing is, I always knew, every time you hear something like something's awful, terrible, you know, I'm so used to when you hear about, you know, Batman v Superman, Terminator Fate, this movie's awful, it's terrible, the CGI is awful, the acting's awful, and the film is films or whatever, I don't know. But no, she was fine. You know, I don't know how she could have done it better. I mean, it could have been an actor that does it better and, you know, become more wicked. Yeah, there's, you know, like, could there be a pirate, you know, just, you know, I was going to bring up like Johnny Depp in, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, there's a different kind of pirate. There's a different kind of style. So there could have been a different person that does a different kind of style wickedness that could have been better. Yeah. But no, she was fine. And I heard something about her, that her song was awful. And honestly, I was like, you know, Little Mermaid's better. You know, that's the only, honestly, and I meant to start that out, make sure you guys understand what pages I'm on. So I've only liked Little Mermaid at all the live version. Aladdin, and I said before the movie came out, I said, what I say? If I don't get my big cobra, I'm gonna have a problem with this movie. And I did not get my big cobra. And I said that for Little Mermaid. I said, if I don't get my big Ursula, I'm gonna have a big problem in this movie. And make sure I say it correctly, it was Little Mermaid's own one I have liked. I have not seen Cinderella, where the idiots keep talking about on social media only. And no one talks about Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, but you know, on social media, they keep talking about these movies that, you know, and I would say is, I'm probably guessing, you know, Cinderella probably has no color in it. I mean, that's usually the outcome. Same way I feel about when they're talking about her acting was awful, the worst I've ever seen. It's like, no, she was fine. But one thing I will say about her song is, and when I brought up Little Mermaid, is the only song I didn't really like in Little Mermaid was the love interest guy singing. He was okay. It wasn't bad. I said that in my review. It's just like when you knew he was about to sing, it's like, no, don't you dare sing. And he was the least good song of the whole movie. And her song, Wonder Woman song in Snow White, was better than that. So yeah, it was more catchy than that. So that's all. So yeah, my hair is gonna grow. I'm gonna kind of keep it up so it doesn't look, because it's not gonna be, you know, how they say even out or anything. It's just gonna grow, and I just want to just let it grow, you know, and just, you know. So my next video might be Mission Impossible. Who knows how late it will be? It won't be as late as this one, and near the end of the year, I will explain everything. But yeah, it will be a good documentary. But it's just the things I've seen on YouTube is just weird. So yeah, yeah, it'll be a good documentary. And I'll explain that too. But like I said, and after Mission Possible, I don't know if there'll be anything else until I come out and go over everything. And yeah, so I'm gonna look like crap the next time you see me. Which is not that far. Mission Possible is not really that far, so it won't really look that much different. But I will plan on, by near the end of the year, not do any shaving. I plan maybe to shave. I plan to at least shave because hair on my face does kind of feel annoying, especially if I'm sweating or something. But I might most likely shave. So, all right, I plan to honestly get muscular, like not muscular, but do like a lot of push-ups and stuff, but I just haven't been, and I plan to start getting on that. Anyways, I gotta go. Yeah. Oh, anything else about Snow White? Oh yeah, the problem with the movie. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. The problem with the movie is I didn't like the cartoon. I didn't get that very far on there, but the beginning, remember how I said I had to turn that off immediately? The man says, run, 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 little girl. I had right around there, I turned that crap off. And that's not very far. The beginning played way better than that. The movie is definitely better than the cartoon. I know that for sure. But the problem is it's about doors, not about doors, but it's hard to make the doors entertaining. I didn't know how they could do that, and they were just kind of like they sing, I did see some reviews said the doors were scary. I'm like, no, and I actually knew that because I was thinking, I forgot. And the hate chats were doing that too. They're trying to say something was scary, and we're like, I can see them in the trailer. These things are not scary. I forgot what was it. And there was a couple of things I wanted to bring up. I remember, a lot of common, I say, like I said, when I got in the trend, I haven't really thought about it in a while, but like I said, I don't know if it started with Batman v Superman or X-Men, whatever came first, but I started to notice trends from hate channels. They go to the same things like, the CGI is awful, the acting's awful, this, I forgot, and then Venomous Fence at the end, and they actually don't say anything wrong with the movie. And so I start noticing the trend again where I know I can't trust reviews. But yeah, it's like a movie that, like I said, the doors, whatever they're called, how can you make a movie? It's just like you're waiting for those the most, but you knew while you're waiting for them, what's entertaining about them. This video review is going longer than this shit, but this is definitely going to be hard to hit 100 views. But yeah, it's just like you're waiting for them, but what's entertaining about them? Not really. I knew they're going to try their best to make Dopey cute, but I figured that's not going to help this. Being cute is nothing. It's just, and so they did try to use Dopey, for moments, but I'm thinking, yeah, doors are boring, and that's what I never. Yeah, so, but anyways, what I think of people's acting, I had no problem with anyone's acting. I just Snow White is just, it's just a boring story about eating an apple, give him a kiss, and I was just more wondering how are they going to end it. Because I know she's not going to put a sword in her hand and go into battle like they did with the Huntsman or something. I just know that they're going to do that. And I actually don't know how it ends the cartoon, but I really I thought maybe he fights a dragon, but that's Sleeping Beauty or something that I didn't know what was the ending. And so it was just okay ending, yeah, decent messages, but yeah. Anything else? Aladdin's better because Aladdin, like I said, had more. Snow White, like they just start singing, but Aladdin and Little Mermaid, because I think it's Snow White is probably this way anyways, but it's like it felt like Aladdin and Little Mermaid, the song goes with the movie. Snow White is just like they just start singing like a musical usually with me is the person who would just start singing and you're like, why? But like the Latin, you know, when the genie starts singing, it kind of like it makes sense for him to start singing, you know, you know, to flow with the movie, you know, or when they're on the magic carpet, you know, that makes sense for a song to come on. But usually like a musical like Wicked, I'm like, oh my gosh, you about to sing again? Why? You know, I turned Wicked off right where the goat started singing. I'm thinking that song did not need to come. I just turned it off because. Oh, one more thing. One more thing before I go. I want to talk. I really want to do videos about, you know, I forgot what it was about, but it had to be about Germany. You know, what's it called? Presents. I only am able to watch most movies through renting them on Amazon. I don't know still why it's rentable. I just see this one in theaters. And I'm like, dude, you gave Presents a better review than Snow White? Even though he didn't give like a good review, but those are things that just has me like, no, people, it's just like, it's not possible. And I want to do videos about, you know, how constantly this dude would do like, you know, and I'm like, no, 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 no. Presence, if you guys haven't seen it, it's not a horror movie at all. And I do remember, I did mention that in one of my videos. What was it? Oh, it was about that one girl where I said stop doing movie reviews. Where I said the way she does reviews is dumb. Is this one comment where this guy left a comment on his trailer says, this movie showed you nothing. That's why I'm excited about seeing this movie. And I said, this movie showed you it's another Paranormal Activity movie. That's what that movie was. It was a trailer to that movie. I just didn't know the name of that movie. And yeah, it showed you nothing because it was nothing. It's a movie about family drama. No one's being hunted. It's just a camera moving around, which is the ghost. I understand that. But just watching a ghost is just watching family drama. Not trying to hunt people. It's just a ghost looking at family drama. Yeah. So anyways, I already know about that dumb thing people trying to say, well, the sun was this like secret ghost and all that. I don't care about that kind of crap. I talked about that before in that video where I talked about that girl doing movie reviews, trying to use technical words and not making sense. It was, I gotta go. But yeah, this review is definitely so good as being this long. But yeah, I'm gonna put suck because it's just, you know, I don't. I didn't know how you can make the movie good, and the doors are just okay. It just movie was just played okay, but it's not rewatchable for me, and it's really just the story of Snow White. It's just there's nothing interesting. Oh, she eats an apple, and it's not like nothing about that sounds exciting. All right, peace.